Hi again. If you guys watched my previous video, the close reading stout, thank you, and I can promise you this one is going to be much shorter. Really, I just wanted to talk briefly about the textual analysis exercise. So once you read stout, you go through those guided reading questions, you take some notes. Next week we'll discuss it as a class. Then it's time to get started on our first writing assignment. So this might seem quick. The rough draft of it is due next Thursday, September 10th, and then the final draft is due the following Tuesday, September 15th. That is quick, but if you open up this prompt, take a look at it, watch this video, hopefully you'll see that it is a pretty brief and hopefully doable exercise. So all the information you need and that I'm about to go over is on Canvas, like all of our stuff always will be. So there's the prompt, the grading criteria, an example of a student response that was successful, and then the assignment links where you'll submit your rough and your final draft. So the prompt, what is this assignment? So first of all, it's 2 paragraphs in total. A total of 500 to 700 words in MLA format. So that means 500 to 700 words of your own content. Don't include like the headings and titles. If you copy in the passages that you're writing about, obviously the passages that you're copying in don't count. This is a short assignment, so make it count, right? 500 to 700 words of your own. 2 paragraphs, and basically these are going to be like little mini body paragraphs. So soon, once we move into Unit 2, we're going to read a second text and you'll be gearing up to write your first big full-length essay. This is not like a big full-length essay. It doesn't have an introduction, doesn't have a conclusion, it doesn't have really a central argument. I'm not expecting it to. What this exercise is a chance for you to practice choosing evidence and close reading it, right? So choosing evidence and starting to write a little analysis of it. As we move into the essays, these analyses should ideally build up to some central argument, but again, don't worry about that right now. So you'll see you're being asked to write 2 paragraphs. It's likely the case that they're going to be about 2 sort of different things. There doesn't really have to be continuity between them. As far as what should appear in each paragraph, what you should cover, it's pretty clearly defined. If you read through the prompt, the grading criteria, and the student example essay, basically you want to start with a topic sentence where you identify a key term from one of the passages I gave you. So actually, to jump around a little bit, when you look at the prompt, I recreated 2 passages from Stout. I saw them as both being kind of related to the passage you looked at on your first week sample. They're related to one another and they're rich with key terms, which is what you're going to need in order to write an analysis. So basically, your 1 paragraph is going to be about some piece of evidence in passage 1. Your other paragraph will be about some piece of evidence in passage 2. So here's the structure of each paragraph. Topic sentence, you're going to identify some key terms, some rich conceptual idea that Stout touches on in that passage. From there, you're going to choose another quote from that same passage that helps her define or flesh out or helps us understand that key term more clearly. So again, we have this student example here. This person looks at the key term deep patriarchal logic. This is from a different text, obviously. So she starts out, this passage identifies the flaws that permeate societal and economic progressive efforts and illuminates a deep patriarchal logic that has become normal for women. She quotes it, she cites where it comes from, and she also includes the passage that she's analyzing. So you'll see that term explicitly does appear in the passage. From there, she pulls in other evidence, other quotes from that same passage that help us understand what is deep patriarchal logic and how is it functioning in this passage, right? So it's basically what you're going to do. Topic sentence with a key term, find a quote or two from that same passage that helps flesh out our understanding of that key term. Before you wrap up the paragraph, you want to maybe connect to Stout's larger argument. How does this relate to her overall point? And then maybe a justification of kind of what your analysis has taught us. As we talked about in the close reading materials, the goal of analysis is to do more than summarize. So that means by the time I read your analytical paragraph, your textual analysis exercise, I should kind of see or understand something about this passage from Stout that wasn't obvious to me if I had just skimmed Stout on my own. What other details to go over? So that's kind of the length, that's the structure. Again, you have all of the same information that I'm telling you. The grading criteria, this doesn't get a letter or a number grade. So it's graded high pass, pass, low pass, or no pass. We're gonna do one other interpretive exercise like this at the end of the semester, and then those 2 grades will get combined to equal 10% of your final grade. So really this assignment is worth like 5-ish% of your grade. The stakes aren't huge. Really the purpose of this is to give you some practice at analysis, at the kind of analysis we're gonna be looking for in the body paragraphs, so that you're better prepared when it comes time to write the big essays, because the analytic essays are worth 75% of your grade. That's where the bulk of your grade in the class comes from. So this will give you a chance to practice that skill. You're gonna turn in the rough draft on Thursday, September 10th. I am going to give them feedback like the speed demon that I am. So hopefully by that weekend, you'll have some written feedback from me. You'll have a peer review activity from class. You'll have the chance to email me questions and all that. And then the final draft will be due the following Tuesday, the 15th. So again, I'm happy to talk about this more, to answer questions about it over office hours, via email, whatever. So please reach out. I hope you won't stress out about this. I hope you'll see it as an opportunity to kind of show me your skills coming into this, to practice the kind of writing that we're going to be doing. And yeah, it's going to be great. All right, thanks.